Last time on this Metal Gear retrospective, we saw how Solid Snake met his mother, Eva. She also explained the creation of the Patriots, and we discovered that Big Boss was still alive, although he was just a corpse clinging to life. But Liquid Ocelot used what was left of him to take complete control of the Sons of the Patriots system that controlled the nanomachines. He also returned to Shadow Moses Island to get the railgun off of Metal Gear Rex in order to launch a nuke to disable the Patriots' AI system. Snake piloted Rex and faced off against Ocelot and Ray, and when we last saw Ocelot, he had escaped onto his warship and the start of his new world, Outer Haven. Now we come to the conclusion of Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. A new briefing starts, and they are all formulating the plan for the final fight against Liquid and Outer Haven. Snake, Meryl, and Johnny are going to board Outer Haven and take out the AI that is on board, the same AI that is allowing Liquid Ocelot to take control of the Sons of the Patriots system. On board Haven, Snake meets the final member of the B&B Corps, Screaming Mantis. She has several scarab arms attached to her, and she uses 2 dolls of Psycho Mantis and the Sorrow to take control of the nanomachines in anyone's body, alive or dead, turning them into her own living marionettes. She was born in a war-torn region of South America. After her village was destroyed and she was separated from her family, she took refuge in the basement of a building. She soon discovered that this building was a makeshift torture chamber, and she was trapped where they threw the bodies when they were done with them. Day in and day out, she listened to the screams of villagers tortured above her, and she survived by drinking the dirty water that had pooled up on the floor. Eventually, she began to hallucinate a black praying mantis that taught her how to cover her ears and black out the world around her, and it showed her that she would have to eat the corpses of the torture victims in order to survive, but she only ate the male ones, like a female praying mantis devouring her mate. She would later be taken in and given gene therapy, where another psyche would be born within her. She not only had her own personality, but also the personality of Psycho Mantis grew within her. Snake would have to inject himself with the nanosuppressant in order to prevent her from taking control of the nanos within him. After she is defeated, her suit appears to be possessed by the spirit of Psycho Mantis, before it falls apart and she returns to her beauty side. Meryl and Johnny then fight off several frog soldiers, and Snake makes his way toward the AI, housed deeper inside of Haven. This is a nice moment in the series, because as Meryl and Johnny are fighting off the frogs, they have a deep and heartfelt conversation, while chaos is going on all around them. It is revealed that Johnny does not have nanomachines in him, which is the reason he was not affected by the system when everyone else was, and it is also the reason he still had diarrhea problems. Why does he not have nanos when everyone else does? He's afraid of needles, and every time he was scheduled to get a shot, he would dodge them using one excuse or another. Johnny reveals that he took the job on Rat Patrol just so he could be close to her. He always wanted to be close to Meryl. He was the guard that guarded both her cell and Snake's cell on Shadow Moses Island. The same guy that had the Hershey squirts in Metal Gear Solid is the same guy that has the same problem in Metal Gear Solid 4. Johnny was Johnny Sasaki, and he had become a beloved character after being an inside joke in many of the games in the series. He admits that he has had feelings for her ever since he first saw her, and asks her to marry him, but she says no. She then explains that she wants to do things her way, and asks Johnny to marry her, and explains what kind of wedding she wants, all while the two of them are kicking ass and not taking names. Snake is stopped by several more frogs on his way to the AI, but Raiden comes to the rescue to fight them off. Even though Raiden now has no arms, he can still fight back. Snake opens the door and walks into the hallway that leads to the AI, but the catch is, the hallway is a microwave chamber, and it slowly cooks him alive as he struggles, fighting his way toward the AI room. As Snake moves through the long microwave hallway, the screen is split between Snake and images of Meryl and Johnny, Raiden and the frogs, and the chaos going on in the battle between Outer Haven and Mei Ling's soldiers. This is like the torture sequence in several other Metal Gear games. You have to continuously tap a button to withstand the microwaves as Snake crawls toward the room. Finally, Snake makes it to the room to implant a virus into the AI system. A virus that was written by Naomi, with some coding from the worm cluster that Otacon's sister, Emma, created at MGS2. The AI is taken out, and the Patriots system that controls the military is destroyed, leaving the system that controls the economy and everything else intact so the world does not go into complete chaos. Snake must then fight Liquid Ocelot in hand-to-hand combat on top of Haven. And as he fights him, the music changes, and so does Ocelot's fighting style, each different music and style representing each of the 4 main Metal Gear Solid titles. After defeating him, it is revealed that he wanted to put an end to the entire Patriot system because it had corrupted their original idea for a new world. Ocelot was never under Liquid's control. He had really just brainwashed himself into creating the personality of Liquid to trick the Patriot system. Ocelot had been defeated, and the mission was over. Snake is later seen standing in a suit in a cemetery. His mission is over, and his life is nearly through as well. He was in rough shape, and he had been through a lot. Sadly, he turns the gun on himself, and the camera pans away, then turns to black as you hear a gunshot go off. Then it shows the rest of the crew. Meryl and Johnny are getting married, Jonathan is there, and Ed is the Reverend. Sunny meets her first real friend outside of the plane, and Otacon and Drebin are talking. Drebin explains that he had been working for the Patriots all along. That was how he was able to launder the guns to Snake. He also reveals that Rat Patrol 01 was also working for the Patriots without knowing it, and reveals that Rat Patrol 01 is actually an anagram for Patriot. We also see Raiden in the hospital. His arms have been stitched back on, and he gets a visitor. It is Rose, and with her, she has a little boy. The little boy is Raiden's son, named Jack, after his father, and this is the first time that Raiden had ever met his son. Rose explains that the marriage between her and Campbell was not a romantic one. Campbell had actually married Rose to keep her and her son safe, to keep them under the radar and out of the crosshairs of Liquid or the Patriots. She loved Raiden. All of them are happy, and the ending has turned out well for nearly everyone. The credits roll, and the game is over. Or is it? After the names of the cast, one more name appears. Richard Doyle as Big Boss. Snake is still in the cemetery. He did not kill himself. He is then greeted by Big Boss. Big Boss is still alive and well, and he has been all this time. The body that Eva had was actually the body of Solid as Snake. Big Boss was there to make peace with Snake, and to set everything back to Zero. He is there with Zero, who is now an old man in a wheelchair. He kills Zero by turning off the machines keeping him alive, taking everything full circle, and ending where it began. At Zero. Big Boss refers to Snake as his son, and as his brother, and the two of them share a peaceful moment before Big Boss finally dies from the virus that was created from his DNA. He is killed by Foxdie, and the story of Metal Gear Solid comes to an end. The game was a huge hit among fans, but there was still a bit more of the story to tell. There were a few gaps still left in the story. Join me next time to see Metal Gear go back to the past, again.